Bush-McCain worldview, everyone who disagrees with their failed Iran policy is a appeaser.
Welcome back to Hardball. Now that Obama has counterpunched President Bush and John McCain, who has the upper hand in this fight over foreign policy that got so hot yesterday, let's turn to two radio talk show hosts of the highest order. Michael Smerconish of Philadelphia, Ned Schultz of somewhere out west. I don't know where out there somewhere. Michael, it seems to me that it's rare in boxing or any kind of field of competition where both sides seem to want to fight on the same line.
Well, I think that the administration may have a glass jaw. They've got to be careful in this regard. And you know, Chris, I'm not thinking Neville Chamberlain today. I'm thinking Charles Atlas. This was an attempt by the administration and then by Senator McCain to kick sand in the face of Barack Obama. And I think he served notice that he is not going to be swift-voted. And here's the takeaway, at least for me. While you're discussing this on Hardball tonight, on MSNBC, your crawl is all about a brand new tape that's been released by bin Laden. Are you kidding me that this administration is going to say, we're the tough guys on defense, and you know this is the issue that drives a wedge between my party and me. While this guy is still on the lam, Ayman al-Zawahiri, bin Laden, we're paying $80 million a month to Musharraf, not doing squat, to find those responsible for September 11. They better be careful.
Well, you know, maybe Ed Schultz, maybe at some point, I hate to see this used completely partisanly, but President Bush gave, I think, the greatest speech of his presidency at the site of the World Trade Horror when he said we're going to get the people that knock down these buildings, and yet he went wrong way car again right away and went somewhere else to settle an old score with Barack Obama. He never did go after bin Laden.
Yeah, well, his policies have depleted our resources, so it's been a bad game plan all along. This is a great issue for Barack Obama. We're not talking about flag pins anymore. We're not talking about Pastor Reverend Wright. Here we go.
But he is wearing a flag pin tonight. Just so, Ed, he's wearing a flag pin, just so you know.
I saw that. And by the way, I want to come to the MSNBC Christmas party because I want to see a replay of what happened last night.
Well, you'll see it. Let me ask you, let's go to the issue here. Put the whole dramatis personae together. Here's the President of the United States paying tribute, as he should, as any president would, I think, to the 60th anniversary of the creation of the State of Israel. Obviously, it has tremendous emotional firepower to so many Americans, and not just Jewish people. So much firepower. We've rooted for that country during the Six-Day War. We've rooted for him through the 73 War, the Yom Kippur War, and all this effort to survive. And he goes over there, and he seems to suggest to me, now this is tricky business here, Michael, he seemed to be suggesting, I'm over here to defend you all against Ahmadinejad, when in fact, most people see Ahmadinejad as a threat generally to the world, including us. I just think he got something wrong over there in the politics, just the way he played it.
Well, you know, the White House is saying, hey, we were after Jimmy Carter. We weren't after Barack Obama. And here's what was running through my mind today, which has yet to be said. Am I wrong in remembering that Bush 41 was talking about Bill Clinton protesting against his country, perhaps, overseas? And he tried to draw a line of demarcation, saying, you know, it's one thing if you're there in the monument. It's one thing if you're in Washington, D.C., protesting Vietnam, but you shouldn't be overseas protesting your country. And in the same respect, I think that many Americans say, you don't go to the Knesset and talk about a domestic squabble. That's just not right. There's something not right about that.
Especially when it's purely politics, right?
Right.
I mean, it didn't have any geopolitical dimension, did it, Ed? It wasn't something else we're missing here. Israel didn't need to hear from President Bush that he didn't like Ahmadinejad.
Well, President Bush is an idiot, and everybody in the country knows that. He's got a 28% approval rating, and if John McCain doesn't pivot away from that fast, he has no chance in this election cycle. This is a great issue for Barack Obama.
He joined him. Why did he do it?
Well, Chris, he has shifted. There's no question about it that John McCain has shifted his position. He's trying to be the hawk right now, but the fact is that he is a lot like Bush. If he stays like Bush, he's not going to get reelected. That's the point I'm making.
And I don't think he's an idiot. I got to defend him. He's not an idiot. I think that in his heart, he's a good man. He's mistaken. I don't think that he lied. They acted on intelligence that they believed at the time, but they're at fault, and we've got to right this course. But I can't buy into the the soundbite.
No, I don't either. You know what I think is interesting, both of you, is that these kinds of issues, getting to the very essence of this campaign, national security, usually that takes till October where you start fighting like Nixon and Kennedy did, or whoever's in between, Carter and Reagan. Here we have an election being joined now in May between the President of the United States and the leading Democratic contender. Michael, I'm just amazed. This is getting to the real raw seed of the hurricane here, the very essence of what this campaign is about, and it's only May.
All right, but let me try and tie in what went on Hardball last night, because I think this was really significant. Here's the crossroads we're at. Are we going to fight this battle based on sound bites? Are we going to throw around words like appeasement when we don't even know what the hell that means, or somebody didn't? Are we going to talk in terms of cut and run? I mean, we got people's lives on the line. Or are we going to have a substantive dialogue about how the hell to get out of there? That's what I'm saying on my Barca Lounger as I'm watching your show last night.
You speak with a certain street wisdom. Michael Smerconi's my friend. Thank you, Ed Schultz. Thank you.